and the soft, emotional sound of piano in the background. What a perfect moment for us to sit down and share a new video together. Warm greetings to each and every one of you, with love, with kindness, with deep respect. Tonight's recording feels special. Right now, it's around 11 p.m. as I'm speaking. Earlier, I opened my laptop because I was so busy all day. I didn't get the chance to check email. It just happened by chance. But when I opened it, I came across some deeply emotional stories, and I felt something that somehow you and I were getting closer. More soul. You go to work, you say what's expected, and even though each story is different, the email you sent recently feel longer, deeper, more heartfelt. There's more honesty. There's a pattern I keep seeing. A quiet loneliness. Feel like you have no one to talk to when you're sad. There's no one to share it with. When you're happy, there's still no one to tell. So many of you, it's like you're living in a world where every conversation requires a mask. Not openness, not connection. You act how you're supposed to, but it's all professionalism. And when I read deeper, I realize many of you have tried to open up before, but it went wrong. Let's begin with the first one. Who should you talk to? Some people you confided in didn't keep your secrets. Some scolded you. Some mocked what you shared. And slowly, you stopped trusting. Now, you don't know who's safe to talk to anymore. And what hurts the most is this. Some of you feel lonely even inside your own homes. Even though I'm tired today, been running around all day, I had to record this episode. I remember a story about someone who got scammed out of money. Then came the shouting, the anger, the blaming, because the feelings in my chest were overflowing, and I knew I wouldn't sleep if I didn't speak them out loud. The money's still gone. There's no lesson learned. Let's say you have something on your heart, something sad, or maybe something joyful. Now, let's come back to the real topic. Should you share it with someone? Let's break it down. But then, how do you choose the right person to talk to? That's the first question we'll look at. First case, if you do have people around you, friends, family, co-workers, should you tell them how you feel? After all, life is meant to be shared, right? Second case, what if there's no one? What do you do then? Tonight, we're going to explore both. Let me say this loud and clear. Not everyone is safe to open up to. I've seen people not just unhappy, but filled with bitterness. And I don't say that to insult anyone. Who won't harm your emotional or mental well-being? Instead of saying unhappy, let's say they carry heavy pain inside. It builds up day by day. Please, I beg you, check one thing first. Until one day, they explode on whoever's closest. They told their older brother about it, and the very first thing the brother said was, "Are they gentle? How could you be so stupid?" But here's the thing. That anger didn't come from just that one moment. Be protective of yourself. Not everyone deserves your trust. It had been sitting in the brother's heart for a long time. He just needed a target. Their pain, their anger, their frustration. Give them even the tiniest reason. And when you open up to someone like that, you accidentally give them a perfect excuse to explode. And you end up taking the hit. Your problem isn't solved. Instead, you walk away even more hurt, emotionally bruised, and in your heart, you quietly promise yourself, "I'll never tell them anything again." Right under that story, I read another comment. Same situation. Someone else got scammed, told their family, and the first words they heard were also, "How could you be so stupid?" So if you're in a moment of pain or feeling completely stuck and you want to share with someone, no matter who they are, ask yourself, are they safe? What does safe mean? It means someone who won't criticize you, who won't judge you. They don't need to be rich. They don't need to be wise. They don't need to be amazing. They just need to be kind. But sadly, there are people who are not kind at all. Let me say it again. Some people are deeply unhappy inside. It's already boiling inside them. And they'll throw hurtful words at you like weapons. And I'm sorry if this sounds harsh, but I'll say it straight. If you share your story with someone like that, without checking first, that's partly on you. It's like at work, telling your secrets to the office gossip even though everyone knows they can't keep their mouth shut. You have to be careful. Be curious. Now look, if you tell a gossip, that's one thing. At least you kind of expect it. But if you open your heart to someone close and they hurt you, that pain cuts much deeper. Because with close relationships, there's always the painful dilemma. They may love you deeply, but they also might carry years of their own struggles. Sometimes you say just one sentence and they explode like someone flipped a switch. So ask yourself, is it really worth opening up to someone like that? Or would you rather curl up alone, crying quietly in the dark? As for me, my stance is simple. Avoid sharing with people who are not kind. You might not have the perfect person to talk to, but at the very least, don't choose the wrong one. Between losing a little and losing a lot, please always choose to lose a little. So many people have made the same mistake. They open up to those who hurt them again and again. You share something and they call you stupid. You share again and later they mock you. You share again and instead of helping, they rub salt in your wounds. And yet, you keep sharing again and again until one day you start to hate them. But I don't think that hate is necessary, because the truth is all you needed to do was stop after the first time. Once someone shows you they're not safe, don't share with them again. That one decision can protect the peace in your relationship. You don't have to cut them off. Just quietly know this person is not the right one to open up to, and you can still chat with them, hang out, joke around. Keep it light, keep it casual, and sadly, this happens a lot, even within families. Protecting the peace is a beautiful thing, but if you keep forcing it, keep sharing and getting hurt, should I still try to open up to them? Your brother died, an aunt died, your mom died, your dad. If they're the gentlest soul in your family, start there. Eventually, that pain will turn into hate. There's no easy answer. This isn't a joke. All I can say is this. You already know your family is harsh, that no matter what, they'll yell or shame you. Where it's peaceful, people will feel safe to stay, to grow. That's just how life works. Someone once asked me, I'm going through a lot in life, but my family doesn't understand me. It's a hard question when you go to work, attend clubs, or take classes. If you really want to share with your family, start with the kindest person. Pull them in, make them your ally. Maybe it's your sister. Let them understand you first. Sure, it's fine to have wealthy friends. I only care about one thing. Then later, decide if you want to open up to the others. Whenever I enter a new environment, I turn on my radar. I scan the room. But if deep down, then you really need to ask yourself, is sharing truly worth it? I don't care if they're rich or famous, and that's who I want to be around. Now, I know some people will disagree, but you have to build it. They don't gossip, just keep your radar on. Find the kind ones and make friends. They don't try to take from others. They'll say, but it's family. You should be able to tell them everything, but you need to understand something. Words can cut deeper than a knife. Words can push someone to the edge of life itself. If the people you love the most, the people you trust the most, end up hurting you the most, then you must take that seriously. There's an old saying, where the land is kind, birds will come and stay. Where it's not, they'll start pulling away. If you're part of 5 different spaces, from my heart, I always pray for one thing, that in your life, especially in your relationships, you'll have at least one person kind enough to open your heart to. And one more thing, be intentional about building friendships with kind people. Don't just chase after the rich or the popular. But me, I look around and ask, who is the kindest person here? And that's the one I'll try to befriend. That stuff doesn't impress me. Are they kind? Even if they're not top of the class, not rich, not successful, maybe they're just an ordinary staff member. But they don't compete. They are pure-hearted. Now imagine this. If you had a group of 5 or 6 friends like that, wouldn't that loneliness start to fade away? Wherever you go, grow your circle, step into new spaces, join a club, a sports group, a chess group, a charity, a church, your workplace. Of course, each place has dozens of people. You're already surrounded by hundreds. When you spend time with gentle people, you can feel the air in your life clear up, like a breeze of peace in your relationships. I truly wish for you, whether in family or in friendship, that you'll have at least a few kind people who, first, you can learn gentleness from. Second, you can safely open your heart to. Part 2 of this episode is like a gentle call from the heart. Please be intentional about building friendships with kind people. These days, let's be honest, a lot of people form friendships based on benefit. In offices, clubs, and social spaces, I've seen it again and again. People are drawn to the wealthy, the funny, the attractive, these 3 types. Very popular, very magnetic, but because of that, so many others are ignored. The quiet ones, the ones who aren't rich, the ones who don't stand out, and honestly, those are the real gems in life. As for me, I never try to take advantage of anyone. I don't befriend someone just to use them. If I talk to someone for 5 or 10 minutes and I feel the peaceful energy, that kindness, then to me, that's already a success. That's the kind of person I want to be friends with. And I truly hope you understand this mindset, because without it, you might walk right past people who could have been your biggest blessing. And one day, you'll find yourself asking, why do all my friendships feel so cold? Why don't I have anyone safe to open up to? Maybe, just maybe, the problem wasn't the people around you. Maybe it's because you never learned how to find the kind ones. And even if you do become close to them, you got swept up chasing the rich, the famous, the trendy. You follow the modern thinking. If I want to be rich, I need to hang out with rich people. Fine. Let's say you do meet the rich. Then what? The truth is, truly wealthy people don't have time to hang out with folks way below their level. At most, maybe you take a photo with them at a seminar, and that's it. You might still feel deeply alone. Maybe you're in a group of 5 or 6 friends. It looks close from the outside, but when you're there, something feels off. You can't really open up, because deep down, you know this relationship is built on mutual gain, not mutual care. You already know. One of them gossips. One of them can't be trusted. If you share something today, the whole office will hear about it tomorrow. You've been through this before, haven't you? That's the world we live in now. We don't lack friends. We lack true ones. So many relationships are just surface level. But real, honest to goodness friendship, sure, they matter. But a 7 out of 10 is great. Even 6.5 is fine. Very few have that. That's why, please take time to reflect on how you make friends, what you look for in the people you let into your life. And even later, when it's time to choose your life partner, use the same lens. A lot of people chase beauty or money, but I'll tell you the truth. The best life partner is someone who is kind. Now in this episode, I'm speaking in general terms, and someone who understands love. That's enough. Looks, because if you choose the wrong person, you're inviting a lifetime of risk. Of course, there will be serious matters you'll need to share. If they're not kind, you'll constantly be hurt. If they don't understand love, you'll be the one giving and giving and giving while they only take. I mean, seriously, they'll never truly care for you, never nurture you, never understand you. And I've seen this so many times already. But today, I want to zoom in on just one message. If you want to share your heart, find the kindest person you can. Look through your family. Look through your friends. Scan for the one who's kind and start there. Even if it means getting scolded, that's part of life. But for your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams, please be wise. Nourishes each other's soul. As you once thought, only share those things with someone who won't tear you down. Why would you keep opening up to someone who yells at you every single time? And so, I'll say it again, be active in building friendships with kind people. No matter who they are, a person you meet while traveling, a stranger from a local group, someone you run into by chance. If you find someone kind, run toward the connection. Do everything you can to keep it. That is the secret to a joyful life. And when you build that kind of community, the complaints, the loneliness, the suffering you heard in today's episode, they'll slowly fade away. Because when kind people gather, something beautiful happens. Everyone waters each other's spirit. and you'll feel it, that life isn't as ugly or hopeless. So finally, I wish you each and every one of you joy, health, and a truly happy week ahead. Cheers. Wishing you kindness and kindness and kindness and kindness and kindness.